Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the 2022 State Road Competition, Toronto Road Safety. My name is Shaw and I have my group Huiling, Du, Asian, and Yuko. So our agenda today will begin with an overall introduction and a general data exploration, and then we move to the analysis of the main factors and the sensitive locations. And we will end with our recommendations. So first, we combine two datasets, which are acute or severely injured and hazardous driving area datasets to analyze the locations. Also, we look into the key asset dataset to understand the environmental and behavioral factors. Given that, we aim to answer three questions that are: which are the most accident and hazardous prone locations? Which factors are most important to focus on? Are there sensitive areas that are particularly risky with respect to more serious accidents? To have a general understanding of the dataset, here are some fun facts we have found so far. So from 2006 to 2020, if we look at the number of accidents by month, we can see that within a year, June, August, September, and October are higher than the others. That's maybe because people would like to go outside and take trips during these periods of time. However, if we look at the fatal accidents, we can see that January and September actually have a much higher frequency. And the overall number of key SI incidents fluctuates every year until both fatal and non-fatal cases have reduced in recent years. And then we also look at the number of accidents by week. We would presume those car accidents are more frequent on weekends. However, according to our findings, Friday seems to have more accidents than the rest of the week, and most accidents happen from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Next, based on the key SI dataset, we look at the number of accidents by location and area. So in general, 35 of the accidents happen in Toronto and East York districts, but most fatal accidents actually happen in the Scarborough area. Then we look at the neighborhood. So waterfront communities has the highest number of accidents, accounts for almost 4% of the total accidents, and is located in the center of downtown Toronto, where it has the highest population density, followed by West Humber, Claresville, and Bay Street corridor. And then, based on the hazardous driving area dataset, we have concluded the top three areas with the most incidence numbers. What these areas have in common is that they are all on the 401 freeway and they are all near the ramp. We also did a little bit more analysis on the road and external conditions. We found out that 79% of accidents happen in dry road condition, 85% of accidents occur with clear visibility, 58% happen in the daylight, and 72% happen in the intersection. Next, we also noticed that the pedestrian is the second large party involved in the accidents apart from the drivers. 20% of the involvement type is pedestrian, and in terms of impact type, 36% is pedestrian collision. Next, we will take a further step to those factors.
Well, let's talk about factor analysis. Unfavorable weather and road conditions increase the risk of accidents. We found that most important environmental features related to fatal accidents are packed snow road condition. Other visibility features except clear, drifting snow, etc., and other road conditions except dry, ice, loose sand, and so on. Next, driver part. Almost each accident involves one or more different types of drivers. Both their poor conditions and dangerous behaviors are major factors. According to data analysis, most of the drivers involved are normal drivers, followed by motorcycle drivers, and then truck drivers. Lots of these drivers were proved to be inattentive at the time of accidents. In these accidents, the proportion of inattentive, which is a very common adverse driving state, is much higher than other states. As can be seen from the bar chart on the left, most drivers were driving properly, but they still suffered from accidents, mostly for people who didn't drive consciously and cautiously. Failure to yield right of way is the most frequent improper driving behaviors in incidents, both fatal and non-fatal, followed by loss control and improper turn. When analyzing which disclosed driving behaviors are more associated with fatal cases, we found that following too close, improper turn, and improper passing are more likely to lead to fatal accidents.
So now we are talking about pedestrian who got accident on the roads. So most of the non-fatal injury accidents occur due to the failure of crossing with right of way. Even though we see on a right bar chart, there are non-variables, but we focusing on crossing with the right of way or crossing with no traffic control. That's why there are two types of pedestrian crash happen with the pedestrian when the driver hit them at the mid-block and the parking lot. The fatal accidents happen when pedestrian hit at a mid-block, which happen with seniors aged from 75 to 79, accounted for 11.67%, while the other young people aged from 5 to 9 accounted for 0.56%.
To gain further insights, we have combined both KSI and hazardous driving area data sets based on the latitude and longitude by rounding them to 2 decimal place. Then we have aggregated the total KSI incidents, total hazardous driving areas incidents, as well as the average severity score in each of these latitude and longitude. We conclude that the top 3 locations with the highest number of hash-breaking incidents and accidents level events are at Palmore Park, Humberley neighborhood in Etobicoke, York District, Bayview Village and Henry Farm neighborhoods in North York District, and Bedford Park, Northtown in North York District. Based on the combined data sets, we also found the top 3 locations with the highest average severity score, which are all in Scarborough District. We believe that these areas with high average severity score and fatal accidents class or major injury are areas with more serious accidents. From these areas, we selected a few sensitive areas which are in close proximity to school, church, and so on. Areas 1, Morningside Avenue and Garden Tree Street, Danzig Street and Morningside Avenue. Area 2, Finch Avenue East and Midland Avenue, Finch Avenue East and Milliken Boulevard. Area 3, McKibben Avenue and Fawcett Trail, Civils Road and Hartfield Trail.
Well, considering all the analysis we've done, we recommend 4 measures. Firstly, implementing road safety campaign. It is critical to increase public awareness for reducing accidents. Campaigns should be implemented in September at least, since the number of total accidents and fatal accidents are the highest. The priority area would be sensitive areas in Scarborough that we showed in the location analysis. Secondly, increasing pedestrian refuge islands, helping pedestrians cross roads more safely. It should be addressed at the areas where there are more seniors or other slow-moving pedestrians, because pedestrian collision accounted for the highest percentage of impact type. And people who are older than 70 have been most likely to be involved in fatal accidents. Thirdly, increase ramp metering systems. Ramp metering systems enables controlling access to a freeway to help improve overall corridor mobility. Since freeway and ramp are the common factors in KSI and hazardous dataset, regulating the flow of traffic entering freeways will be sufficient to reduce the accidents. Lastly, placing road stats. Since unclear visibility and bad weather conditions are the major environmental factors, lane making and delineation would improve the driving environment. Thus, we recommend these 4 measures to decrease the number of accidents, especially the fatal accidents. Well, we conclude our presentation here. Thank you so much for listening.